the pleasure today of hosting my girl, Sheryl Lister. And
Hey, everybody.
hey!
Hey.
So Sheryl Lister has enjoyed reading and writing for as long as she can remember. She writes contemporary and inspirational romance and romantic suspense. She's been nominated for an Emma Award, uh, Romantic Times Reviewer's Choice Award, and named Brab's 2015 New Author. Her latest book, Do Me, was released September 10th, 2020. How are you today?
I'm good. Just running around like a crazy woman, but other than that, doing pretty good.
Right? So,
Yeah, that's it.
so I got to the pleasure of meeting you at Romance Slam Jam in
Right.
Detroit,
Yes. Yeah, your
2016.
hometown.
Yes, my hometown. So I think that year I was with Lisa.
Right.
We were that was my first literary experience, and I got to meet you. And I went to school with Elle Wright, and she said, "Oh,
Right.
you got to get with my sis Sheryl Lister." I'm like, "Okay." So the first book I think I bought from you was "You're Made to Love You."
Okay.
That's what I
Ooh,
think.
that's like book three. Woo. Okay.
Yeah. So how many books have you written?
27. Do Me was made number 27.
Wow.
So 6 years and 27 books later, and woo. Yeah.
Okay. So,
So it's been pretty
what's the
good.
inspiration? What keeps you writing?
The stories don't shut up in my head.
Okay.
So a simple thing, and it's just I guess when people say that you choose writing, I think writing probably chose me because I've
Okay.
been writing since I was young. You would either see me curled up with a book reading it or
Mhm.
with my journal writing in it, and so I've been writing for a long time. And my sister, she reminded me of that. I think I talked to her when she was like, "Girl, I remember every time we see you outside with your pastels on the porch sketching the sky or got your journal out there trying to write some story." She's like, it's
Oh,
about time you start making some money off of doing it. So
right.
it chose me, and it's just like I have to write. Even when I say I'm going to take a break, in my brain, the stories are still just percolating and traveling. I'm like, okay, we're trying to take a break, no writing. But
Right.
like I said, I'm compelled to write. I have to write because I just love it. So,
What characters were like not shutting up the most? One who said they had to have a book right now.
whew, that's probably everybody who gets a book pretty much. And those who still haven't had their book yet. I'm like, listen, get in line. I have about five before you. I can't talk to you right now. So
How
trying
do
to
you,
think who's been talking the loudest. I don't know. That's a good question because they all yell at me, so I don't, I'm trying to remember. Like, I have to go through the list, like, who was yelling about they want to start. Actually, probably, I don't know if they were just characters, but writing a series, a grown folk series with women in their 50s, started yelling to me a lot over a year because I have a lot of readers who have hit that spot, and I'm in that club over there too. And so it's just like, you know what? Love doesn't stop in the 30s.
let's hope
Let's
not.
keep doing this until
Let's
the
hope not.
50s here. And so yeah, you're not there yet, baby. Baby, you're not there yet.
Ooh, you wouldn't know how close I am.
No, see, you got time. So
I know
I
that.
think that story, though, that having a series centered around girlfriends who are in their 50s, I think was probably one that yelled at me a lot until I started writing. And, I keep having mess going on that I can't even get book two done. So I'm trying to get it done this month.
I understand. I understand. So, have you ever self-published any of your work?
Oh, yes. Ooh, I'm probably half and half, self-pub and traditional,
Which
pretty
which
much.
format do you prefer?
Let's see. I like the traditional in the fact that it gives me a built-in audience, wider reach. I don't have to do the legwork with the editing and get cover and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But I love, love, love the freedom of self-pubbing
Right.
because the stuff that, because when you're writing for a publisher, particularly because I was at Harlequin and they really have like a little box about this big. You can't say that. Oh, we can't have your characters do that. Oh, you can't have your characters do that. So in the books that I write myself I can slug somebody, I can cut somebody, I can cut somebody out. I mean, it just gives me the freedom to go where I want to go in my book. So I love that. I love it. So I love both of them, I think.
Okay. So do you have a particular book that is modeled after your own romance?
Ooh, probably no, not necessarily modeled after it, but if you read my books, my heroes all have a piece of my real life hero, my husband. So a lot of the things that my heroes do for their women in the books are things that my husband has done for me. So if you see somebody who's gotten kidnapped, you've seen a house decorated in flowers, you've seen, just all of those things, the path of roses. I mean, just, yeah, all of those kinds of things my husband does for me. So that's
does he sell
that's what you
any of
get.
does he sell his sweat in like a vial so we can kind of that'll make a little money?
I'm telling you, I feel like they broke the mold because he is 100% amazing.
Oh wow.
He is. I know. I think that would make my stories richer from the male point of view, because the heroes are so romantic. They can be hard as they want to be, but when it comes to those women, they are absolutely adoring with them. So, and that's how he is with me. So I like to just show that, yeah, Black love is alive and seriously kicking. So,
that part. That part. So, what's your process?
Whoa, okay, scare me. Let me see.
Yes.
Oh, look, picture on the screen, right? Process as far as writing.
Yeah.
Um, it depends. I think sometimes the story just pops in my head. I don't have a title. Although sometimes I feel like some of my titles pop in real quick before I even start writing a book. But most of the time it's just a plot. I can be watching TV, listening to a song, hearing a conversation, and I'd be like, ooh, what if? I have a t-shirt that says, I'm an author. Anything you say may be used in a story. And I'll be in places and people say, oh, that is so cute. And I go, yeah, but I mean it. And then they say, oh, so you're really a writer? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And they said, oh, so do you have when are you going to start writing? I have like 20 something. They're like, oh, so you're a real writer. Yeah. So you might not want to say
you don't
anything
just
if you
write,
don't
you
want to.
write.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, so you're a for real writer. Ooh, I better watch what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, unless you want to hit a book.
I mean,
so
support.
I do. I take
Support.
it from everywhere. I mean, I can do. You say I'm watching TV. I hear a news report, or I hear something. Case in point, like for one of my books, I think it was A Touch of Love, where my hero lost his hearing for a little while in the book, and I think I read an article about this man who had lost his hearing, and he got these cochlear implants so he can, hear his daughter's recital for the first time, and she was 16. And I was like, oh, what if I had a hero who lost his hearing? And it just went from there.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow. So. Okay, so I had someone ask a question about the chocolate massage oil. We want to know about the chocolate massage oil.
Oh, that massage oil? Oh yeah, I still make that. Mm-hmm. I have chocolate and strawberry. It's an edible warming massage oil, and you can put it everywhere. You can lick it off, blow on it, and it gets warmer. Mm-hmm. It warms up when you blow on it softly, gently.
I don't think I knew about the chocolate massage oil. I know that you like to make sweets.
Or the brownies.
Chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah, and the brownies. Mm-hmm.
And the brownies.
The brownies come to all the book events. I mean, people come to my table, they don't ask for a book. They're like, did you bring the brownies? I'm like, hey, what? No books? Just the brownie? Yeah.
So you do it all.
Yeah. I used to make Bath and Body products a lot back, when I had time. So I don't do that anymore too much because it's too time consuming. Lotion, shower gel, all that. But soap, but we don't have that kind of time. But the oil, I made that for a book because I wanted she worked. Yeah. Because right. I'm telling you, because my character, she owned a Bath and Body shop, and a fictitious one in Old Sac here where I live. And Old Sac, it's quaint town, downtown, it has all the little quaint shops. And so I wanted her to have this shop there. And I was like, oh, what if she had a warming this? I was like, oh, you need to find a recipe. You need to figure out how to make it if you're going to do it and be talking about it in the book. So yeah, there it went.
And so where can we order from you?
I don't even have that.
While we supporting the books, we want to go ahead and get
a little oil in there.
Get a little oil in there.
You know what? I guess I can send you a link for it. I don't know. I don't have it up anywhere. I just, brought it to a couple of events to sell there. But yeah, I can make you some strawberry. I have strawberry and chocolate.
Okay.
It comes in a half an ounce, $5, 1 ounce, 7, 2 ounces, 10.
Oh, you need to set up your PayPal or your Cash App.
Okay. I got it. Let me just add it down here. PayPal.
You see? Yes. I got plans now.
Listen, I don't want nobody to get in trouble around here. Well, you know what? Get in some good trouble Good trouble. That's what I'm just saying.
I gotta find a man to get in that trouble with. So
Right. When you find you a good one to get in trouble with, honey, let me just say, it works. That's all I gotta say.
That's all I need to know.
Because you gotta test out stuff if you're gonna be putting it in there, right?
Exactly. Oh wait, somebody said, and it works too. Ooh, somebody knows about these things.
Wait, who said that?
I didn't know.
I don't know.
Benita said it works too, Marze. I said,
oh, you know what? God. You know what? She did. I do remember. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mama told me. Go ahead on. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's next on the horizon? What are you writing any more series? I know that you had a couple series that you were working with some ladies.
Oh yeah. My Once Upon a Crew is we're probably not going to be done with that's Elle Wright, Sheryl Green, and Angie Seals. So I'm sure we'll probably do something else. I may have another collab down the road somewhere, maybe. And I'm good. Like I said, I'm going to be finishing up with trying to get back to my book 2 and I call them Sassy Season Sisters. That's my 50s sister. So it's 4 friends in book 2 working on it. If life just goes on pause for a minute, I can write it this month and get it going. And then next year I have a new series that I kind of want to jump out there with. It'll be a little bit different, probably a little bit racier than what I write now. And I mean, I write relatively warm anyways, but this will be a little racier. And I haven't started that yet, so I'm not going to say what it is until I'm about to start it.
Okay, because the title "Do Me" kind of got me
that was
all in my feelings.
Look,
so why don't we talk about that so I can be further in my feelings?
Okay. Well, this was so funny. I think the collaboration started with Sharon Cooper and I. We were talking because I think both of us had released a book with older characters around the same time a couple years ago. And so last year we were talking, and I guess how when you go in these book groups and they say, so if who do you think, should write book collab together? And somebody mentioned my name with her. So she called me, she said, hey, somebody mentioned, what do you think about, because we both had done this. And so we said, what if we do guys, a little bit older guys who were close to 40, because all of our guys are pushing 40 in this book. So what if we do that instead? So we bring in one more person, 1 or 2 people. I said, well, just 1 more, 3 people, that's good. So we asked Delaney. So we were throwing out titles and she was like, what do you want to have? Like, show me, whatever. And I said, ooh, do me. I was like, I like that. I know people gonna look at that title and be like, but I like that.
I looked at it and immediately thought Prince because
she loves Prince. She
okay.
does. She loves purple and she loves Prince. And what happened when that song came on, there you have it. So, and I don't know. When I heard that title, I was like, yeah. When we were going over, and I said, I think I want that title. She said, are you your people? I said, I don't care. I want that title.
It's everything.
I loved it.
Causes your mind to wander.
It did. And I had a great time writing it too. I did.
Okay.
It gets a little deep in there though. It gets a little deep because this is the story. Like I said, those conversations again where you get ideas.
Mm-hmm.
The plot line for my heroine actually came from my neurosurgeon.
Really?
I was in there for a procedure, and he said, "You still writing, right?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I have a topic maybe." And my husband sitting next to me. This is before COVID. He said, "Oh no, don't give her another idea." And he's looking around because in the draped area right before prior hand, draped area. He's like, He said, oh, hell, the hell with it. He said, have you thought about, writing something that has to do with porn addiction? Because it's prevalent. And I was sitting there like, ooh, book plot. Before I even got, I was getting an injection for pain. And he was sitting there, I was like, oh, I said, you know what? I could see that if I just have somebody, the character can't have it, but maybe it's something in somebody's background. And maybe they thought they might, oh, okay. And then when I had to go for an appointment this year, he said, you still going to do it? I said, as a matter of fact, I am. And the book is coming out in 2 months. So can we talk after he said, well, you want to talk about it now? So half my appointment was on my back. The other half was.
And how that sounds.
Yes, it was great. So,
Nice.
So it was great.
Oh,
yeah,
I have a question I'd like to hop in. You also own you started a publishing house. Tell us a little bit about that.
Ooh, somebody help me. When you get, I think with the closure of Harlequin, and we were seeing a lot of the lines that are featuring African-American romance just kind of die out, go by the wayside. And so many of our stories still needing to be told in the romance genre, we just got this idea. Actually, I'm gonna just blame it on my girl Leslie. She's not here, so she can't, L right. We had this, because that's my little roomie and road dog. So we get to places and we were talking about, like, what if we do something? It's a small one, not try to keep up with anybody, but maybe just, a few books here, to do. And so we brought in, we pitched it to Sheryl, Angie, and Anita Davis. And so we were like, okay, let's do this. Is it more work than we thought about? Oh, yes. And of course, like we said, that life thing again, health issues with folks, our writing schedules went through the roof. We're like, wait, but it is phenomenal to be able to put out some new voices and some of, some favorite authors. When we were blessed and fortunate to have some nice veteran authors who signed on to say, yes, they would help us launch this out here. Suzette Harrison, you just saw that her book, This Time Always, and then Pamela Yates that just came out is Charmed by You. And coming up at the end of this month, we're doing a short story anthology with Candace Johnson. I don't know if you see her on Facebook, Candace Ordered Steps, Johnson, Kelsey Green, Sabrina Scales, and we have a brand new debut author, Kimmy Farrell, who is going to be making her debut in this short story collection. So nice. It's been awesome. It's awesome. Hard work though. I think we was crazy when we did it. I don't know what we were thinking, but yeah.
Living the dream, Black excellence.
Or something, right? Or something.
Right. Wow. So do we get a little excerpt of Do Me, or do we have to purchase the book, and where can we purchase and find it?
Oh, you can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kobo, and iBooks. And yeah, I can give you a little bitty teaser.
Okay, a teaser.
Yes, you want a teaser? All right, here we go.
Okay.
The combination of seeing London's jeans stretched taut across her round backside every time she bent over while bowling and licking the sauce off her fingers had Braxton near the end of his control. It also didn't help watching her work the gear shift in her car. Every time she shifted, she had a habit of caressing the stick, causing him to grow harder and harder. Oh my goodness, that was great. London dropped down on her sofa and leaned her head back. Can I get you something? Yes, you naked in your bed. No, I'm good. He lowered himself next to her. She reached for her iPad on the table and powered it on. I need some music. Moments later, the distinctive sound of Prince sounded through the room. Ooh, this is my song. You have got to be kidding me. Braxton wasn't going to make it, not with the frame of Do Me Baby running through his head, and definitely not with her singing the chorus, eyes closed, head thrown back, and arms in the air. He shifted in his seat to relieve the pressure in his groin and stripped off his jacket. She must have noticed something in his expression because she asked, you don't like this song? The song's fine. It's just that I don't need any reminders about, it's sort of suggestive. Angling her head his way, she gave him a sensual smile. You're right. She straddled his lap, gyrated against him. And what do you plan to do about that suggestion? Braxton gritted his teeth and his breathing increased. London, you're playing with fire, sweetheart. I'm doing my best to wait until you're ready, but you're killing me. London trailed kisses along his jaw and whispered in his ear, obviously, you're not hearing what I'm telling you. His hands clapped down on her hips to still her movements. He was close to exploding, but needed to hear her say it. He searched her gaze for any indecision or hesitation, but only saw raw desire. I need you to tell me what you want. Her eyes met his. You, Braxton, I want you. And I want you to do me exactly how the song says, until I. And that's all you get.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so very much. It's been my pleasure to host you.
Thank you, sis. And thank you all for being in here. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out for a few. Y'all are doing some time up in here. Look.
That's how we do it. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm MarZé Scott. I hail from Ypsilanti, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, Michigan. And I'm celebrating my authorversary today. Because this day, 2 years ago, my book baby came out, Gemini Rising, and went national bestseller out the gate.
Look at you.
Doing big things, big ways.
Yes, you are.
And so writing for me came about when I needed a break from adulting, being a wife and mother, and I was working at school, teaching. And on my lunch breaks, I said I needed to do a thing or two or 12 that kept me creative. And so this book was born out of that need to be creative. And I'm going to read a little bit. It's the inspiration for this particular story was Centoya Brown. She was big in the news back when I was in college because she was a 16-year-old who was sex trafficked, and she got adult time for killing one of her clients. And I was thinking, what would have happened if she had done something different? And strangely, the year that Gemini Rising came out, she was up for having her sentence expedited. Crazy, go figure. And so this is a little bit, not the real romantic, but we're going to read a little bit about Miss Aisha Mosley, also known as Gemini. The not so plush carpet and my nightshirt for a cover made for an uncomfortable bed. Cold air woke me up at an ungodly hour. Angel made up for lost time last night. Every hour spent, every position commanded, every drop of sweat that he bathed me in reminds me that I belong to him and to never forget it. A glance over my body shows bruises on the insides of my thighs. None of the new clients are as rough as Angel. Most of them contract me for a girlfriend experience to do things that their wives used to do. Listen to their problems and something more than missionary without making them feel ashamed about their desires. Companionship has a high price, and there isn't one client that complains about the cost, no matter how Angel inflates the amount. For most, I'm the fantasy, a prize that they have better chances at winning than the state lottery. For some, I take them back to a place in time when life was about sexual adventure, performing escapades in places that their wives have long decided were inappropriate. Not one of them is as forceful as Angel. He's the only client that is as brutal enough to leave his mark like the dog he is. No one wears turtlenecks when the day's high temperature is going to be 71 degrees and winter clothes are in storage. However, the hickey on my neck, that's the size of a $50 demands to be concealed. Cover girl, be a miracle worker. A cheerful buzz from the news of McFadden's retirement echoes in the normally tense environment. Talk of Zephyr Gray being one of the 3 candidates up for nomination to run for the company is a hot topic. A smile works its way across my face as I stroll past the reception desk where Paul and Sasha are chopping it up about their hopes in Zephyr Gray as partner. They won't let him become partner, Paul's husky smoker voice charges. Look at my man. First of all, he's one of us. Then the brother is gonna need to cut all that hair off his head, and he ain't doing that. And he's young. That old money won't let it happen unless Christ himself comes back and tells them it's for him or hell, and we all know they'll choose hell. Could you be a little more hopeful, Paul? Sasha flips her dark back-length weave in Paul's face. I'm more hopeful for a date with you tonight, Paul roars with laughter. Sasha's hot pink lips pop open. That statement qualifies as sexual harassment. Don't try me, she warns, giving Paul a tight fit and his tight-fitting uniform a roving stare. The delightful aroma of cinnamon and herbs waft from my office. Once again, the door stands ajar. Zephyr's gifts are still where I left them, only with sticky note attached to a smaller box. Next to it, steam puffs from a white oversized coffee mug with "This might be wine," written in bold script filled with the smells of like chai tea. Good morning, Miss Mosley. I hope you're feeling better. Zephyr Gray. One sip of the tea and I know that the day will only get better. Handling the package with the utmost care, I peel off the tape of the large box. I'm not sure what I'll do with it, but the stunning mint green and gold paisley sheets needs to stay intact. Upon breaking the seal on the plain cardboard box, a small gold box and a set of black audio style headphones are revealed. Removing the top from the slim golden box produces a thin, silky fabric of several shades of green. One tug, and the fabric opens into a silk scarf. Curiosity burns as I unwrap the smaller box. A green leather-bound journal with an Aurora crystal encrusted pen, a small bottle of Versace perfume, and an unpackaged iPod. I swipe the screen that brings up the passcode prompt. Cradling the iPod in my hand, my thumb glides over the glass. What's the passcode? The 4 numbers on the card serve as the only clue, and it can't be this easy. Of course it's this easy. 8 songs titled Beautiful, from Christina Aguilera to Music Soul Child to Snoop Dogg, are set in queue on the playlist, every song offering a glimpse into what he's thinking of me. If he only knew that beautiful is far from what I want to be. What would he feel if he really knew me and discovered what I am? It's reasonable to believe that he would be professional, but I won't take that for granted. Every man I've ever known, with the exception of my father, has only been able to see me as a source of entertainment. It would be understandable if he didn't even respect me as a woman if he would ever find out who I really am. So I'm gonna cut it a little short right there, end it right there. And you can find me on Instagram at MarZé_Fab. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at MarZé Fab, and www.marzescott.com. And I have enjoyed myself hanging out with you all. And who's up next on this schedule?